I'd like to tell you about Mitchell RedCloud Jr., my father. When he heard about World War II, he was only about 16. Knowing that he wanted to help, he was given permission by his parents to go into the service, and then he joined the Marine Corps. In the Marine Corps, there was a group called Carlson's Raiders, which was an elite group. They had been in Okinawa, Guam, and several of the Pacific islands. But in catching malaria, he ended up in Indiana, and that's where he met my mother, and I became their souvenir. When Korea broke out, he decided to go into the Army, and it was only, I think, about 2 months later that he was killed on Hill 123. I was lucky enough to happen onto a program called the Korean War Project online. Told my story of who Mitchell was. Ended up meeting a medic who I think was the last person that spoke to my father, because he called for a medic, he went over and he said, "Get me all the ammo you can and put it next to me, and then get everybody that you can out of here." It was 2 days later that the rest of Easy Company took the hill back and went back up, and they found that all the bodies had been looted except for Mitchell RedCloud. They felt that it was because the Chinese had actually honored him for being so brave. His body was brought back to Black River Falls. It's in the cemetery here by the Indian Mission, which is pretty much the hub of the Ho-Chunk Nation. General Omar Bradley, who was the last of the 5-star generals, awarded the Medal of Honor to my grandmother for Mitchell RedCloud, and then was hanging here at the American Legion Museum. Mitchell RedCloud was the first Wisconsin resident to receive a Medal of Honor during the Korean War. Since then, there have been all kinds of honors bestowed. There have been names of places. There's been military installations that have rifle ranges, buildings. Here in the Black River Falls area, one of the things that people like to visit is the state marker, which isn't just a little plaque of sorts out at the powwow grounds, which also has Mitchell RedCloud Park behind it. He was entered into the American Indian Hall of Fame down in Oklahoma. And here in this area of his home is been named Mitchell RedCloud Jr. Day, which is on July the 4th. It's not just for the nation, it is for everybody to come and visit and be part of. But I always like for people to go by the cemetery. Besides Mitchell RedCloud, there are other warriors that have been buried there. He opened many doors for me through my lifetime. And one of them is being able to spread the word about the Ho-Chunk Nation and to tell his story whenever I get a chance to. I like telling his story to the younger kids because they can use that as a guide as to who they want to be. One Memorial Day, I heard on the radio that a person never dies until he's forgotten. And that's what's really important to me, is that he's not forgotten.